Coding style conventions are used in this sample series to aid clarity and consistency. The Hungarian notation conventions are used. These have become a common coding practice in Win32 programming. They include variable prefix, notations that give to variable names a suggestion of the type of the variable. Indent style is a convention governing the indentation of blocks of code to convey the program structure. This video addresses the C# programming language and Java programming language and its descendants, but can be applied to most other programming languages. Indent style is just one aspect of programming style. Indentation is not a requirement of most programming languages. Rather, programmers indent to better convey the structure of their program to human readers. In particular, indentation is used to show the relationship between control flow constructs such as conditions or loops and code contained within and outside them. However, some programming languages use the indentation to determine the structure instead of using braces or keywords. The size of the indent is usually independent of the style. Many early programs used tab characters for indentation, for simplicity and to save on file size. Unix editors generally view tabs as equivalent to 8 characters, while Macintosh environments would set them to 4, creating confusion when code was transferred back and forth. Modern programming editors are now often able to set arbitrary indentation sizes and will insert the appropriate combination of spaces and tabs. Following step. When an expression will not fit on a single line, break it up according to these general principles. Break after a comma, break after an operator, prefer high-level breaks to low-level breaks. Align the new line with the beginning of the expression at the same level on the previous line. Method 1. Show that set of code is defined without proper indentation. Method 2 has corrected the indentation. Indentation doesn't increase the performance, but it will increase readability. Data validation. The data validation is used to validate the parameter passed to method and to handle the error with the exceptions. The passed parameter sometimes may be negative value. In the example in the method 1, the method changes code doing an additional operation without validating the passed value. But the second method is performing the validation, the parameter pass, and handle the exception in case if errors occurs. This is best practice for the method structure. Magic number. Don't use magic numbers. That is, place constant numerical values directly into the source code. Replacing these later on in case of changes is error-prone and unproductive. The following example will explain. Your application can now handle 3540 users instead of the 427 hard-coded into your code in 50 lines scattered throughout your 25,000 LOC. Fraction. When declaring the double variable, initialize the double value. Example 1. Define double total 0.0, not double total equal to 0. Unnecessary variables. Unnecessary variables often determine multiple traversals of data structure and construction of intermediate data structures. The result of unnecessary variable of intermediate data structures The result of unnecessary variable elimination are often similar to those of loop fusion. This is the method which is given in the unnecessary variable. Public integer add method take two integer value a b and initiate the sum integer variable to do additional operation and return the sum variable. But the second method public integer add take two integer value a and b and without initiate the any variable, it will perform the additional function in the return. When we compare this same function with different methodology, everything is depending on the programmer experience and best practice followed. Public string translate age, take one integer value and initiate 6 string variable, and from the if condition, it will compare age-wise translation. This is one method to implement the function. The method 2 has done the same function without declaring any variable. This will save the unnecessary memory allocation and deallocate time. The second method is efficient, reliable and much faster. The programmer must follow the second method as best practice. Redundant code. The example is given below. Public boolean is positive method. Take integer n as value and from if condition it is checking the pass value is greater than 0 and return true or false. This function is implemented used 4 lines of code without declaring any variable. But second method is as done. The comparison within one line of code and return the value. This example are showing to understand between the good practice and bad practicing of coding to understand by the audience.